Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. How's it going? We got sunshine here in Idaho. We're so happy. It's been a week and it feels like I've been invigorated. We got all the doors open in the store. It just feels so good. Hi, Ronnie. When you guys come on, say hi. Let me know where you're from. And every Thursday I come on here live on YouTube and live on my Facebook page to take a thrift store find. There's some really good thrift stores here locally, and I go to them every once in a while. And actually, my back room looks like a thrift store because I just buy stuff and then collect it and then paint it. So today, out of my stash, I pulled out this. This is a shelf. I took the glass out, pictures, and it was so sad. I'm blown away when stuff like this at the thrift store has actual family pictures in it. It makes me very sad. But so this is the frame that sits up on the wall. And I've been moving it in the back room like all the time. So I thought, why don't I paint it so at least I can hang it up on the wall and instead of keep moving it everywhere, right? So I'm going to paint, but I'm going to put the camera down so you can actually see what we're doing. So what's everybody up to? How's it going? Let me know how you're doing today. I'm going to have to stand up and paint this, I think, because it's kind of awkward, right? Because we've got the underneath shelf, the top shelf. So I probably will just concentrate on like this part because it'll be too hard to turn it around and do the top. But we'll see how it goes. So I pulled some colors out. And if you guys have ideas on colors, I'm going on YouTube. Is it not on? It should be on YouTube too, Ronnie. Is it on there? Yeah, it's on both of them. You were on YouTube. Yeah, hopefully. It says I'm live on both. So anyhow, it doesn't matter where you watch it. So watch the replay definitely on YouTube if you can. I need the watch hours. So I'm going to start out with some Hurricane Gray. I picked up my Dixie Belle paints today. I'm going to grab my Klingon 040 brush. I just tried to take these things off. Well, guess what? The screws are totally stripped because they use the cheapest, junkiest stuff when they do these things. So I just decided to leave them on and I'm going to paint. And then more than likely what I will do is I will rust them with some Dixie Belle Patina Rust later. So I'm not worried if I get paint on them. There was a sticker on this from Hobby Lobby. So this is one of those Hobby Lobby things. Somebody but I didn't buy it from Hobby Lobby. I definitely got it from the Thrift Store. Get a smaller brush. Oh, how I just hit the back of my foot on my stool. That did not feel good. Let me get this one so I can get on these little in corner thingies right here. So the first coat's going to be a little streaky, and that's how it should be. Any good quality chalk paint really is not meant to cover in one coat. It's meant to cover in two coats. So if you've got paint and it doesn't look like it's covering in the first coat, don't worry. Just put the second coat on and it'll cover really, really well. Have you guys been over to my YouTube channel? Have you been enjoying it? I've been posting more and more videos on painting. And I still have my private group, Transformations Tribe. I have a new video to download to them here soon. Trying to get all these projects done and get them all loaded. This is a little booger to paint around, like all these little things. That's why I wanted to take these off. But I don't know how to take off strip screws. My husband was here, he could do it, but I just don't have the power to undo them. And then it just strips them more. So I figured just leave them on, add some rust, and then it doesn't matter. Hi, Jan. My mini trip. Did I take a mini trip? Oh, I just took one day. I just took last Friday off and for the day. I didn't go anywhere. I missed you last week, Jan. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, we're just going to throw a coat of Hurricane Gray down really quick. And this is a Dixie Belle product. Just trying to get something to stick. Now around the, kind of cool on this thing. I did wash this first and I kind of like lightly scuffed it with sandpaper. I washed it with Dixie Belle's White Lightning first and made sure that I got off any grease or any gunk that was on here from the previous house it lived in. But there's some fake texture around the frame part. These are boogers to get underneath. I wish I could have taken them off. And what was I just saying? Oh, there's some fake texture. So I didn't want to add any more texture because there's already this texture. I don't even know how they get that. It's not a very good job of texture. It's supposed to look like old. You guys, I've been painting mirrors like crazy. So I have a spot in my store that I am going to do an entire display of like amazing mirrors. And I painted a bunch of mirrors to go in there and a customer bought them all. So I have many more to paint, but I was very happy to sell them to her. But now I've got more to paint, but I am working on it. It's going to be a really cool space in the store. We're just basically a whole space of mirrors. I'm super stoked. Because if you've ever stepped foot into my back room, you know that I am a collector and hoarder of gorgeous vintage antique mirrors. Like, I love them. They sing to me every time I see them somewhere. But even new mirrors too, because the vintage ones are getting harder and harder to find, especially if to have glass in them. And I just had some glass cut for a couple of mirrors that were missing. And let me tell you, it ain't cheap to get mirrors cut anymore. So it's almost, you know, just put them out as frames. You know, you can display vintage frames too, because the vintage frames have all that really cool artwork. Basically, they're art all in themselves, right? So anybody got any big plans? Who's got kids graduating? My oldest granddaughter is graduating next week from high school, so we get to go do that. What else? Lots of stuff going on this next week. It's gonna be crazy week. My father is getting married. He's 82. He's getting married next week, Memorial Day weekend, so I get to do that. My younger grandson is doing what's it called? Like they go to the next grade ceremony. Got to go do that. It's that time of year, right? So that's why we don't schedule classes after about the middle of May. Our last class of the season, so to speak, is this weekend. We are doing a beautiful window frame with a wreath built into it. There are still a few spots left. If anybody is interested in signing up for that class, I just sent it out in my newsletter this morning. It is still available. There's a few spots left. You can go to my website, which is here at the bottom of your screen, tonatransformations.com. You can sign up for it. It's $79, and it is a gorgeous wooden window frame wreath. So, and that's this Saturday. It starts at 11 a.m. here at the store. I'm going to pick up my big brush and finish this puppy out. Hi, Lori. How are you today? You can't get me on YouTube? Oh, you're on YouTube now. Good, you got me. I don't know how that works. I'm so new to YouTube. I'm just still trying to figure it out myself. Like, I learn every day. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Got to watch a YouTube video to figure it out, right? Isn't that crazy how YouTube works? Like, whenever we want to fix something, where do we go? YouTube. Want to fix, my husband's trying to do something. I'm like, let's look it up on YouTube. And how do people think to make videos of that? I'm going to make a series, I think, on my YouTube of staging your home. Well, you think that would be interesting to people? Let me know if you guys think a staging, like how to put things together video would be helpful. Or I could do like a mini series within all the painting videos that I do. like take stuff and put it on the table, even thrift store stuff that wasn't done that I could totally transform a piece of furniture. Do you think that would be interesting? Let me know. Because I thought besides just painting, I could do that. That's what the store is, right? It's all beautifully staged, gorgeous pieces. So if that would interest you, say hey. You think so, Ronnie? That would be a good one. I kind of thought so, because people will come in here and they'll buy like all the candlesticks, everything that I have to go with the piece, because it's easier for them, right? I have that happen a lot. So I guess people do need help with staging. I don't think about it because it just comes natural to me. I just took a bunch of stuff I had in my house the other day because I got really tired of looking at the same old setup, and just totally redid my entryway. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Why didn't I think of that? Well, the other way was super cute too, but I just pulled stuff I had in the closet that I hadn't even been using. And it was like done. I thought, oh. And that gave me the idea because I was at home thinking, I should probably teach people how to do this. So I will work on that if you guys think it would be something beneficial to you. Alrighty, so we got a coat of Hurricane Gray on down. How's the audio and stuff on here? Is it okay? I don't have the microphone, you know. I'm pretty loud. And I am, you know, my camera is sitting up not next to me, so because it's not on my phone, it's on a separate camera, so I'm never sure how the audio is. Do I need to get like a microphone, or are you guys okay? Can you hear me okay? I never had complaints, so I assumed that it would be good. Hi, Gracie. It's looking good. Thank you. Oh, my audio's okay. Hi, Kim. Hi, Ronnie. Yes, Ronnie says it's good. Okay. I'm still fighting with the town about your paint color outside. Lori, funny you should ask. No, I'm no longer fighting with them, but I'm going to have to change the pink. But it's still going to be pink, but it's got to be like ballet slipper pink and not bubblegum pink. So just a little bit lighter. You know, I've done nothing but deal with these ignorant, you know what's down there for so long. I'm just so over it. I just went round and round with them on the signs in front of my store. I got fined for having signs up. Welcome to our town in downtown. Let me fine you for having your signs that you've had forever on your other building, but now that you're in downtown, let's just fine you. But yeah, they fined me. It's just lovely. Everybody should come to a business in downtown Napa. Yeah, I have a little bit of a stale taste in my mouth with City Hall from my town. But I got the permit. I have to take down one sign, which my husband is doing tomorrow. He had to get a big, huge ladder because I have too much signs in front of my building. Who knew? Too many signs for the square footage I have, right? Now you've lost sound. Turn your volume up, Jan, or go out and come back in. Can't hear me though anyhow, so it won't matter. I need to blow dry this. Let me grab my dryer, you guys. But yeah, so I've been dealing with all that fun. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Not fun at all. But I finally got them done, so we just got to paint the front of the building. And just the paint. The pink has to just be a lighter pink. Has to be a historical pink. Yeah. They told me at first the pink wasn't historical, so at least I got them to agree on a pink. So, oh well. I'm done fighting. I've already paid all my fines. I got fined a whole bunch of fines. Because they can. Like, welcome to having a business in this town. We're so happy you're here. Pay us money.
So there's a event going on in downtown Nampa tonight. It's called First Thursday. Tops off the summer season. It's not in front of my store though. It's on First Street. It's where they have games and things going on, and I'm not sure what's going on tonight. They're having like barbecue something down there. I was reading about it. But my store is on the one street up, so really I don't stay open late because nobody comes up this way. They're all down on the next block. So they just park in front of my building and then walk. So I don't really stay open and do anything extra. But if you're in Nampa, come on down and come to downtown. It should be fun. The farmers market happens down here in downtown on Saturdays too. Always something going on. All right. Pretty much dry. Let me just shoot this real quick. So can you tell how spotty the coverage is, right? That's because with the chalk-based paint, it's going to always be spotty on the first coat. And that's exactly how it should be. If you're expecting it to cover in one coat, you're going to be very, very disappointed. And if you paint the second coat before you dry the first coat, you're going to pull your paint off. So that's why I always have to pull out my little dryer real quick so that I can get the second coat to stick. Thank you, Ronnie. Yes, I know. Stupid rules. But you know what? When you piss them off big time. So then they get you for everything. So I'm just trying to fly under the radar now and just do what they told me to do. And I have all my permits issued, so I'm no longer a bad person. Yes, it's very infuriating. Very much so. So we're going to do some blending. Why not? I thought about it. Got a big old blob of paint coming out. What's that? It's a big old goober. That's what happens with these FIFO bottles. They get paint stuck in them. But I thought I would add some Stormy Seas, which is Dixie Belle's really pretty blue color. I'll show you my container here in a minute. And some vintage duck egg. Just a little bit of pop of something. Okay, so these are the colors. Right, pretty together. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to start with some more of the gray. Use both brushes because these little curves, my big brush is just having a heck of a time getting in there. So I'm going to just kind of go into the blue, Stormy Seas, and just kind of use it as a highlight and back into the gray. Maybe I should just paint the whole thing with this little brush, might be easier. I don't have to keep switching back in and out. It would have been so much easier if I could have taken off the these. Yeah, rules are, I guess, supposed to be followed. I guess. I don't know. Vintage duck egg, I'm going to add a little bit of that just to give it some contrasting interest. Why not? Who needs boring shelves in their home? Not I. I really don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm just putting color on here right now and we'll see what happens. Maybe add the gray right here. That trash. All that trash that came out of my print. Just wipe it off. If you don't get that stuff out, so my paint is stored in FIFO bottles, which it will get little goober, runny, trashy things in it. Then you put in your paint, and then when it dries, you have these little flecks of stuff in it. You just need to get them out or sand them out. It's just trash in your paint, so just be sure to get it out. Got a little bit of blue. I love the Stormy Seas. Don't you love the Stormy Seas and the Hurricane Gray? Very soft blend, right? You don't just want to be one color shell, right? You don't want a one color shell. Hi, Cheyenne.
Oh, lost my comments. I love Stormy Seas too, running it. One of my favorites. So I'm just going to kind of highlight the frames, and then I'm going to dip in just a touch with the, so that's what we'll do. We'll do the vintage duck egg like in the middle of the frame right here, and then the Stormy Seas on the outside of the frame. So it kind of gives it depth when you're looking down, and then the gray in between here. You guys, to be honest, when I paint, I really don't think too much about the way I'm painting. And I know for when you follow me, sometimes you're like, how does she do that? I just dip it in. And I'm not afraid to try it. And if it doesn't work, then we just pivot. So I think if you just keep that kind of in mind when you're starting your painting journey, that just don't be afraid to throw some color down and then start to play with them and see where that gets you. I can get this a little bit closer and a little bit more down. There we go. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think about it. And I think for me, people have a hard time like realizing that when I lay colors out, I just dip them in. I don't really think about, I don't know how to explain it. I just throw them down. I'm like, okay, that one looks good. Let's add a little bit of gray. Let's add a little bit of blue. And then, believe it or not, at the end, if we dark wax this whole thing, it could change the whole look really quickly. So don't fret if you don't like the color scheme you started with a bit of Stormy Seas around these frames. You can always deepen it, especially when you're using super bright colors. I'm going to show you this mirror that I just painted before we're done. And I started out with a super bright green and a red, and I was like, oh God, it looks like Christmas. Well, I ended it with some dark wax, and it just honed that entire piece down, and wow. Everybody that looked at it today was like, whoa, that is stunning. It sold before I even had a chance to put it out. So it's just, you've just got to kind of let yourself be creative. Does that make sense? And don't overthink it. Okay? That's the biggest thing I can tell you is don't overthink it. So I'm just adding a little bit more vintage duck egg to like the middle part of these. And like that one, I just got way too much on the outside. When it dries a little bit more, we'll come back and add some more. Like I said, these things right here, we're going to add some rust, like from the patina line from Dixie Belle later on. I'm just going to keep going across with the gray. This paint covers so well that it doesn't take much thought. Look at the before and after, right? Just by playing with this, it is giving this shelf, oops, a whole new look. Anybody have any questions? Anybody got any big vacations coming up? I don't have anything planned this summer. Like vacation wise, we usually go on vacation like when it's cold here to like tropical places because we're freezing, right? So wintertime is when we go. So I don't have any big plans. I may take a trip up to Victoria, Canada, and go to Bouchard Gardens before the end of summer. I kind of really want to do that. Last time I went, 8 years ago or so, and we went when it was cold, and so the flowers weren't that pretty. I think I want to go take a little, trip, go up through Seattle. It's really not that far for us. Take the ferry over. Have you guys ever been? It's so pretty. It was pretty in the fall. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the summertime when they actually have all the flowers blooming. So we might do that, which is just, local basically for us. Well, not local. It's 9 hours to Seattle, and then you take the ferry over a couple hours to Canada. But anybody got any cool? Who's going to Hawaii? Anybody? Question. Jan says, I wanted to paint my patio cushions, and I remember seeing someone do this with fabric softener. When painting the cushions, can you share with us the proper way to paint them? You're going to France and London? Oh, Cheyenne. Fabulous, darling. You have so much fun.
Jan, I have never painted it with fabric softener. I have a video from, 2 or 3 years ago. I will try to find a review and post on YouTube. I've been wanting to paint my patio cushions again, but they have holes in them, so they really don't need to be painted. They need to be replaced. But I did do them, the other ones. The ones that I painted, guess what? Don't have holes in them. Now, when I painted mine, I did not use fabric softener. I watered down my paint, and I used the clay-based paints like DIY or the mud paint because they're super, super pigmented paints, and they dye, like they dye your fabric along with the thing. I mean, you can use regular chalk paint, but I prefer the clay-based paint because they're super, super pigmented. So it kind of dyes your fabric as it does the deal. So it dyes it and it just makes it a little bit easier. So I hope that answers your question. So I do like a 4-to-1 ratio of paint to 4 parts water, 1 part paint. And it's super drippy. I paint it on and I let it dry, and then I sand it, and then I paint a second coat, and then I sand it. And yes, I sand my outdoor cushions with a 220 sandpaper. You don't want to rip it. If I can find my patio cushions that don't have holes in them, I'll bring them in and do it. But my husband's like, I said, just flip them over to the other side. Have you guys priced patio cushions lately? Holy jeez. Since when were they more than a paycheck? Like, who? That's why I started painting mine. Yeah, I did a live on that. God, it's been years, at least three or 4 years ago, Dan. But the ones that I painted, they don't have holes in them because the paint's protecting them from the sun, right? Isn't that crazy? And Jan, to be honest with you, I bet you there's a video on the tribe, and you're a tribe member of that. I don't know how hard it is to find that under videos. I'll go look tonight or the next couple nights. If I find it, I will repost it for you. I don't know. They would have been this time of year, though. Right, you remember that video, right? Gosh, Diane, that is so fabulous. Are you going to France with like just to visit, just to go, or do you have like going with a travel group where you guys have stops and all that? How's that work? How fun. I personally, this is sound weird, have never wanted to travel over there, even though that kind of architecture and stuff is so beautiful, and the castles and all that. All I think I would want to do is bring everything home, like all those pieces. Ugh, I would just die because they would be so pretty, but I wouldn't be able to bring them home. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera up a little bit and see what this looks like. Anniversary of D-Day with a friend. 80th anniversary of D-Day. That's so cool. Good for you. Let me hold the shelf up so you can kind of see where we're at. So now, and we started with it like that, right? Just this ugly kind of Hobby Lobby yuckiness. Trying to figure out how to pick it up. And now, just a little bit of blending, just to highlight those frames, right? Not a lot. So what I'm thinking is when this dries, I will wax it, and we will add like a black wax to it or a dark brown. So wherever Hobby Lobby did the texture before, it'll really show. What do you think? Turned out pretty good, right? And then I'll distress it a little bit so some of the stuff will show through. And now I can see like what I missed down here, but I missed the sides right here too. Now my hair is going to get in the paint, which is nothing new. But yeah, super fun, super easy. And this will be available in the store.
soon. Very cute. So it has enough room for five photos. I think where the camera is. It's weird because my camera's not the one, it's not in front of me, it's off to the side, so I keep having a hard time knowing. Let me show you these mirrors. Hang on. This one. Oh, you probably can't see it. Let me grab this camera. Look how beautiful that is. See that finish? Isn't it pretty? This one, I just finished. This one, I haven't put the glass back in. I just hung it up. Whoops. Hung it on the wall to get it out of the way. Sorry, I feel like I'm showing you like I'm drunk. I'm using a camera, not my phone, so I can't look through it. Isn't that pretty? Right? Gorgeous oval frame. So super, super pretty. All right, you guys. We did a thrift store shelf that I found. One of the local thrift stores. I don't know when, a while ago. We used Stormy Seas. We used Hurricane Gray first off. And then we added a blend of Stormy Seas and Vintage Duck Egg, which those colors really complement each other really, really well. So they're kind of in the same family when you see them together in the container. Let me turn the light on so you can actually see the colors. Right? They really complement each other really well. So that's why I use them. They're very much in the same kind of family. Anyhow, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're on YouTube and you're watching it on a replay, that's awesome. I will answer your questions. Same thing with Facebook. I'm going to start training you guys to start watching the replays over on YouTube, because YouTube is hopefully one of these days I'm going to get monetized to them and make some money from doing videos. So we will continue next Thursday, and then I will be live next Wednesday for the Miscellaneous page on here on YouTube and Facebook, when we paint something new for them. Okay, you guys, my name is Debbie Tona. As I say every week, go out and be fabulous. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye. Have a great day. Hey, enjoy the sunshine.